Hello everyone, today I will bring you a brand new thaibl drama Love Syndrome the series. This forced love drama is really wonderful. At the beginning of the story, the hero suddenly had a car accident while driving, and there was a birthday cake in the car. However, now it all came to an end in this car accident. The story goes back to a few days ago. Boyton and Khot are a pair of lovers dating for 2 years. Their love originated from misunderstanding, deceit and hatred, but it gradually evolved into true love. Every morning they will be tired of making out on the bed for a while before getting up. However, in their daily life, the number of quarrels and sweetness is almost equal. Khot's family runs an auto parts business. Because he wasn't interested in jobs that required brains, his dad put his boyfriend, Boyton, in charge of the company, and he worked as a mechanic in the workshop. Khot has a strong dependence on Boyton, coupled with his obsession with sweets. Boyton will eat cakes whenever Khot feeds him. Even if Khot ordered himself a cup of coffee at night, he'd drink it. Such pampering makes others jealous. However, when Khot was away for a while, a strange man approached Boyton and approached him on the pretext that the signal was not good. Khot felt dissatisfied after seeing this scene when he came back, and directly forced his opponent back. Then, they started arguing again out of jealousy. Suddenly, however, a phone call distracted Boyton from getting ready to go out. It turned out that the barber shop run by Khot had been burglarized and vandalized the night before. Bell, who was in charge of the barber shop, reported to Boyton what had happened last night and the damage in the shop. Boyton said it would compensate for losses, including Bell's lost iPad. However, if the police can't find the thugs, Boyton can only count himself unlucky. He took Khot to a game of pool to vent his negative emotions. However, it didn't take long for them to have a dispute in the billiards court. It turned out that Khot heard the conversations of the gangsters in the bathroom and recorded a video as evidence. Boyton and Khot had a fight in the pool hall, but fortunately there was a boy who helped, and they finally subdued the gangsters. Afterwards, when they returned to the barber's residence, Boyton began to berate Khot, telling him to use his brain more and think about what was most important. Boyton had told Khot that nothing was more important than life when Khot bought motorcycles to race in order to earn money. After understanding the reason for Boyton's anger, Khot became obedient and clingy, and stayed in Boyton's arms obediently. Dealing with the barber shop, Boyton took Khot home. Bell was concerned about Khot's health, but he only said he had a headache because he couldn't eat his cake. But when they were about to leave, she had a bad feeling, but she reassured herself that it was okay. After returning home, Khot and Boyton clashed because Boyton didn't take him to eat cake. Khot goes crazy in front of Weeks and Ashley. Boyton prods him. Ashley stopped, reminding Khot that Boyton would not leave him. Khot doesn't care, trusting Boyton won't abandon him. When Boyton took a shower, he asked Khot to wash first, but he refused and turned to water outside. Ashley advises Boyton to have limited time with Khot. Khot has a cold and willfully refuses to take his medicine. Boyton was busy and wanted Khot to stay alone for one night, but after Khot made all kinds of mischief, Boyton had to go back in the rain. On the way back, Boyton had a car accident. Khot fainted when he heard Boyton was seriously injured. When Khot woke up, he found that Mother Hai and Weeks were by his side. Weeks cried and expressed his feelings to Mama Hai because of his brother. Boyton is now Weeks' only family member. Khot heard this. He immediately apologized to Weeks in a weeping voice. He believed that his own willful demands caused Boyton's car accident. Mother Hai was also confused when she heard it, and she didn't understand until Khot explained. Weeks keeps comforting Khot, but he blames himself for ruining Weeks' life again. Khot begged his mom to take him to Boyton. While Ashley and Khot's dad were learning about Boyton's injuries, they were devastated to see Boyton fully tubed and wheeled into intensive care. Khot became even more anxious when Ashley told him about Boyton, and he insisted on staying with Boyton at the door of the intensive care unit. Friend Nike made him arrogant, and he thought Nike would definitely stand on his side. But Nike chose to side with Ashley this time, and he advised him to dismiss the idea. Eventually, in Ashley's voice, Khot calmed down and again blamed himself for Boyton's accident. The next morning, Khot, accompanied by Nike, came outside the ward. he saw Boyton's body covered with intubations through the door and window of the intensive care unit, and his heart really hurt. Weeks cried and told him about Boyton. He became silent, silently cheering for Boyton behind the door. He then comforted each other with Weeks and Nike before heading back to his ward. A few days later, doctors told Khot and Highford that Boyton could be transferred to a general ward, but be prepared for a prolonged coma. The doctor asked who would take care of Boyton. Although Khot actively expressed his willingness, the doctor and Haifu unanimously rejected him. They decided to put Boyton in special care first, and then Khot slowly learned how to take care of him. Khot studied as nurses taught him how to care for Boyton, and recorded videos for himself to watch. During this time, Khot has been caring for Boyton in the hospital, while he and some of Boyton's close friends have come to visit and care for him. They reminded Khot to eat well so he would have the energy to take care of Boyton. But this time, Haifu unexpectedly sent Boyton to the VIP ward of the hospital, as if he regarded Boyton as his relative. This surprised Khot and Nike, because Khot had never been optimistic about Boyton before. However, a friend who came to see Khot made some offensive remarks and even brought cake. After seeing the cake, Khot recalled times in the past when Boyton got mad at him for not picking him up from class, or eating the cake he bought. He fell into deep self-blame. After Nike's explanation, he realized that it was an unintentional mistake that his friend brought the cake. Not only that, but the friend blamed the perpetrators and stopped Khot when he was about to eat cake. After Boyton was transferred from the emergency ward to the general ward, Khot babbled to express his thoughts to the unconscious Boyton. He threatens that if Boyton doesn't wake up, he will go to those who like him and make Boyton jealous. The words were indeed threatening, and Boyton's fingers reacted after hearing it, and he woke up shortly after opening his eyes. Khot hugged Boyton excitedly. Boyton, however, pushed Khot hard. He asked who he was and what he wanted to do with him. He mistakenly thought that Khot was the culprit who got him into the hospital, and was going to touch him. Even when Khot's parents came into care, he yelled at them, not at all the docile and polite way he used to be with the two elders. Still, Boyton remembers his boss and only brother. Weeks. Doctors diagnosed Boyton with retrograde amnesia, losing his memory of the past 3 years, including the people he knew and his relationship with Khot. The doctor suggested to take Boyton to a place he was familiar with, let important people stimulate his brain, and help him retrieve his lost memories. Khot is determined to bring Boyton back, but Highford gives him an important reminder. Now Boyton is not the Boyton who loves him. He suggested that Weeks take care of Boyton, but Khot insisted on taking care of him himself. We can't do anything with him, we can only follow him. Khot and Weeks told Weeks' boyfriend Ashley. Ashley is not calm. His mind was full of Boyton remembering the bad things he had done to Weeks in the past, but forgetting that he had forgiven him, and the tragic ending between him and Khot. He didn't approve of reminding Boyton of the past. Khot said that was the beginning of their love, although it became more difficult, but an indelible memory. He hopes Boyton can retrieve their memories and understand how much they love each other. Weeks reminds Ashley and Khot that Boyton is now stagnant in his days of gang work and emotionlessness. Khot decided to learn how to take care of the sick and make up for his debt to Boyton. Boyton did when he woke up was ask where Weeks was going, and Khot told Boyton. He intimately poured water for Boyton to drink, and after confirming that they were lovers, Boyton didn't know why he was with Khot. Boyton is confused about how they met and fell in love, and Khot makes up a story, adding that Weeks has a boyfriend, but at this moment, Boyton didn't tolerate Khot's self-willed temper at all. He was so hard on Khot at every turn, it made him feel tired, and Khot couldn't accept that Boyton didn't love him anymore. But fortunately, Boyton was very face-saving to Khot's parents, which made Khot feel a little bit of comfort. But Boyton knew how to punish his heart, and when he heard about Khot's past, he didn't know how to respond. Boyton asked Khot to take care of him, and Khot agreed. And this day, someone suddenly broke into Boyton's ward, and Boyton instinctively subdued him. He finds out that the people who broke in are his former boss, the gangster, and his partner. The arrival of the two surprised him, but Amo came with a present for Boyton. That's the picture with the person who crashed the car. Boyton remembered what Amo had said. What should he do after revenge? The situation now was very similar to then. Boyton found the person who killed his parents when he was young, and after teaching him a lesson, he almost went into the abyss. Amo helped Boyton solve the problem and offered an olive branch to make Boyton a well-trained bodyguard. These are what Amo taught him. The harmonious relationship between the two was broken by Dakin's appearance, so he was surprised to see Dakin after amnesia. Boyton and Dakin had a relationship dispute a few years ago, and Boyton had no feelings for Dakin, and even sold the watch that Dakin gave him. Boyton told Dakin the definition of their relationship, and the two separated. Boyton fell in love with Khot and left to be with Khot, while Dakin met Amo in a bar and the two became partners. Amo knew that Dakin and Boyton had feelings for a long time ago, but he didn't care about it and would not take any action against Boyton. Amo hopes that Boyton and Dakin will not cause trouble when they are together. Where Boss Chien showed his affection in front of Boyton made Boyton feel slow to react. Boyton no longer cared about the damage he did to them, and neither did Amo. They came to visit Boyton. There is no other purpose. The two came here purely to visit friends. On this day, Nike and her boyfriend went to visit Boyton. Boyton asked Khot about their relationship. Nike and her boyfriend confessed that they love each other deeply, but I have to say, Boyton is really venomous. Fortunately, the relationship between Nike and her boyfriend was strong enough, which allowed him to restrain his anger. Boyton asked about Weeks and Ashley, and the other party picked the key points to answer, but Boyton still had doubts. Even though he has amnesia, his thinking is not affected, and he asks about the holes in their previous conversations. Fortunately, Nike was interrupted in time, and he once again stated that Boyton and Khot are a couple, and they love each other deeply. Nike described Boyton as an infatuated suitor, and shared what happened during their relationship. But when it came to how they met, they chose to keep silent, hoping that Khot could recall as soon as possible. Belle from the barber shop came to visit Boyton on behalf of the staff. Seeing Boyton's current state of mind, she remembered how terrible Boyton was before he met Khot, and now Boyton, who fell in love with Khot, was even more lovable. Before leaving, Belle comforted Khot, told him to rest and believe in their happy future. Belle's words moved Khot to tears. Boyton was skeptical of Khot's claims of dependence and pampering, sparking debate. Boyton says he doesn't believe in true love, and he is not sure he can learn to love again. Khot is pretty confident about that, and he thinks there's a chance between the two. However, when Khot got the call from Elam, Boyton felt uncomfortable and asked to be on the phone and turn on the speakerphone. Khot hung up the phone. Boyton began to question the relationship between the two. Boyton's guard against those around Khot reminded Khot of the time they were together. While Khot and Elam played in the water, Boyton would scurry over to claim his sovereignty. When Khot and Boyton complained about two women getting into a fight over a phone number, Boyton offered to wear a collar as a sign of do not disturb. When Khot received Elam's call and was about to go out to pick him up, Boyton immediately hugged Khot and prevented them from talking properly, for fear that Khot would be poached. Boyton has lost his memory, but his jealousy is still there. Khot's father's employees send flower baskets to Boyton, but he only cares about Elam. When he learns that Elam is coming to see him, he becomes jealous. After Khot explained, he regained his joy, but became unhappy again when he saw the two ignore his communication. The sour smell instantly permeated the entire ward. Knowing that Boyton is hostile towards Elam, Weeks suggests that Ashley and Elam leave together, making Boyton jealous. Boyton couldn't help himself. He wanted to put a collar on Khot so he wouldn't attract other people's attention. With the approval of the doctor, Boyton was discharged from the hospital and went home to recuperate. The parents suggested taking Boyton home, but Khot refused, saying he could take care of him. Khot nearly set the kitchen on fire and was scolded by Boyton. Khot helped Boyton take a shower. Boyton asked him to kneel down to help, and Khot willingly served him. In the evening, Boyton and his younger brother Weeks watched the program at home. Khot dutifully wipes Boyton's body, but Weeks' boyfriend, Ashley, doesn't like it. To lighten the mood, Weeks suggested that they go to a temple and Boyton agreed. They then switched to watching a horror movie, where Boyton deliberately tortured Khot, making him stay and massage his legs. The behavior drew criticism and complaints, with Khot terrified of going to the kitchen to get water, only to yell in terror. Instead of comforting him, Boyton scolded him for being useless, revealing that he deliberately played tricks on Huft. Everyone couldn't stand it. Ashley blamed Boyton, Weeks helped Huft, and Boyton continued to dislike Huft. Huft went upstairs to rest. Even Boyton's beloved brother stood by Huft's side. Upstairs, Huft is depressed, but hoping tomorrow will change. Downstairs, Boyton was watched, but turned a blind eye to the intimacy of his brother and his boyfriend. He knew Weeks was being stalked by Ashley, but chose to ignore it. The two have always been together, and Boyton is even more unhappy. He said domineeringly that in front of him, Ashley was not allowed to have any intimate behavior with Weeks, otherwise he would use force to punish him. Unexpectedly, this move caused dissatisfaction between the two, but fortunately Huft appeared in time and let the two go back to the room first. Boyton didn't say much, but after seeing Huft arrange a place for him to sleep, he couldn't help but ask Huft if he was crying, but he was madly attacked by Huft, who was in a bad mood. Placing Boyton, Huft lay down on the sofa on the other side, and then began to cry silently, which made Boyton more or less unbearable. The next day, when everyone was about to go out to pray to Buddha to eliminate disasters and evil, Boyton watched Huft take out the couple's shirt he had given him for his birthday before. He suddenly had a headache, as if thinking of something, but in the face of Huft's concern, he still yelled back directly, which made Huft and others dare not speak more. But even though Boyton was a little displeased, he finally put on the couple's t-shirt. After giving the monk an alms and receiving his blessing, the monk suddenly spoke some words of comfort to Huft. He let him bear the pain that Boyton gave him first, and soon, everything would be better, because the past evil consequences did not end. After hearing these words, Boyton was very puzzled, and he watched Huft remain silent for a long time. When they were by the river afterwards, Boyton directly asked Huft what the monk said just now. Using the words on the couple's mountain, Weeks explained that he was the one who caused the accident, but Boyton said his boss would deal with it. Then Huft realized that he couldn't hide it anymore, so he told Boyton's own deadly actions before the accident, ridiculed him back then, and forced him to come back and take care of himself. Boyton scolded Huft after hearing this, and felt that the way Huft loved himself was unacceptable. He thought it was Huft's selfishness that caused him to become what he is now, which caused Huft to feel pain and suffering once again, and was unable to refute for a long time. After returning home in the evening, Huft got a call from Namir, an ex-girlfriend he had a relationship with in high school, who wanted to come visit and see Boyton. Although Huft wanted to refuse, Weeks suddenly asked Huft who was calling, and when he heard Namir's name, Weeks asked Huft to tell her to come over. As a result, as soon as Huft hung up the phone, Boyton became angry again. He didn't want others to visit him. He doubted the relationship between Huft and Namir, and in the end he could only throw out his crutches and walk away alone. After Namir sat down, Huft sat next to Namir considerately, and introduced the friends at the dinner table to him, so that Namir would not be so embarrassed. Although everyone welcomed Namir's arrival, Boyton was the only one who was not happy about her arrival at all, and he couldn't help but say some weird words. But he saw the way he unconsciously looked at Huft after Namir was beaten by him, and Huft's happy expression when Namir brought Huft the cake. Huft's greetings and caring for Namir at the dinner table. Boyton couldn't bear it immediately. He dropped the cutlery directly, said he was going to the bathroom, and had to ask Huft to accompany him. As soon as the two entered the bathroom, Boyton grabbed Huft's neck with one hand and pressed him against the wall. He asked Huft if he had some shady relationship with Namir, and asked him if he remembered what kind of relationship he had with him. Huft said that the relationship between the two has long passed and let go, and now he and Namir are just friends. He just didn't want Namir to feel uncomfortable. Then, under Boyton's increasingly angry gestures, he revealed his relationship history with Namir. In fact, the relationship between Huft and Namir is also very complicated. When Huft was in high school, he thought he would fall in love with Namir, and then blossom and bear fruit. Even the marriage of the two, Huft has already pictured in his mind, but in the end Namir was with Arda. But Boyton didn't quite believe Huft's words. He thought there must be feelings between the two. Boyton, who was jealous, ignored Nike's knock on the door, and directly pressed Huft against the wall for a while to threaten. At night, Boyton looked at the couple's outfit in silence for a long time before putting down his clothes. After a period of rehabilitation training, Boyton's body has almost recovered, but his memories still cannot be retrieved. There are indications that although Boyton's memory has disappeared, he still remembers Huft subconsciously. So, Huft planned to take Boyton to the place where they had left their memories to stimulate the memory. Huft's father is pleased with his son's growth. He also hopes that Boyton can return to his previous state and encourages his son to take care of himself. Huft received encouragement from others. He had to endure Boyton's violent treatment when he returned home. Boyton's temper exploded again, and he asked Huft to leave him if he couldn't bear it. Huft cried, hoping Boyton would comfort him, but Boyton avoided it. He pushed Huft away, much to Huft's heart. That night, everyone went to the bar to celebrate Boyton getting rid of the cast. Nike specially arranged for strippers to add to the fun and let everyone strip to show off their bodies. Huft became the focus, and Boyton couldn't take his eyes off him with his handsome appearance. Nike called Huft undressed and teased Boyton and Huft. Boyton chose to pull out Huft's belt to claim sovereignty, and others came out to help Huft, and they booed and made Nike dance. As a result, Nike was frightened by his boyfriend Near, and he ran directly to the stage to dance with the stripper. However, Near's behavior made Boyton curious, and he felt that he was different before. Near spread dog food to everyone and told the thoughts behind Nike's behavior. Boyton was touched after hearing this, and the smile on his face gradually disappeared. But under the explanation of everyone in Huft, he still forced the corners of his lips. The atmosphere gradually became ambiguous. The lovers kissed and touched each other, looked at each other sweetly, and had a lot of dog food. Poor Arda is not only ignored, but forced to watch Huft interact with Boyton. Huft accidentally saw Arda and Lion. Arda grabbed Lion's neck and kissed each other forcefully. Boyton watched the scene with a hollow heart, and Huft gently told him to focus on himself. Weeks and Akai took the opportunity to kiss and flirt. Returning home at night, Huft took care of Boyton as before. In his sleep, Boyton turned around unconsciously, hugged Huft and fell asleep. Boyton looked at Huft's face, recalling some fragments of memory. He took the initiative to ask about Nasser, but was told that Nasser was Huft's nephew. After finishing the video call, Boyton recalled the scene of them getting along. Boyton is not feeling well. He wants to play racing to vent. When Boyton was playing racing, Huft was terrified, and even fainted directly on Nike's shoulder because of discomfort. On the way, Boyton came to visit Huft, but unfortunately received a call from Elam. He was a little jealous, and even quarreled with Huft about it, and the two broke up uneasy. But even so, Huft still insisted on watching Boyton's game. After realizing Huft's abnormality, Arda was very concerned, but was pulled away by Boyton.
What?
Boyton wondered why Huft loved him, and how long he could stand it. Just before Nike helped Huft into the car, he accidentally mentioned Huft's fear of cars, and Boyton also suddenly felt a headache at this time. Then, as the landowner, Lion sent the two to the car. Before leaving, he told Huft that he was available if needed, but that the matter of Arda was to let him mind his own business. After returning home, it was rare for Boyton to take care of Huft. In addition to bringing water to Huft's bed and watching him take his medication, Boyton stopped Huft when he wanted to go to the bathroom to take a shower. He filled a basin with water and scrubbed Huft's body. After wiping, Boyton looked at the unconscious Huft, shook his hand and called his name, but in the process, Boyton couldn't help recalling the intimate moments with Huft, and was instantly flustered. Boyton decided to take a shower, hoping to cool down. In the morning, Boyton cooks porridge for Huft, but his attitude is bad. Huft can only eat by himself. Boyton couldn't stand it anymore, sat next to him and took care of him to drink porridge. Huft blamed himself and felt uncomfortable remembering that his temper caused Boyton to have a car accident. When Boyton wiped the corner of Huft's mouth, Huft became more uncomfortable, which upset Boyton, and chose to take a shower to cool down again. Huft wanted to act like a baby and let Boyton take care of him, but Boyton was fierce. Desperation. Huft can only rely on his own efforts, but his body is too weak to hold a spoon steadily. Boyton gave in heartbroken, sat next to Huft and fed him. Huft insisted that Boyton stay with him, and Boyton chose to stay, showing no sign of impatience.
ไม่เคยทิ้งฉันไปไกล
When Huft woke up, he shook Nike's hand and asked about Boyton's whereabouts. Weeks told him Boyton was out with Nike, and Huft was relieved. Boyton shows up out of the blue and makes Huft eat, with a stern attitude. Weeks offers Boyton to feed Huft, but Boyton refuses and Weeks feeds him instead. Huft watched Boyton's behavior and felt sorry for his performance. Boyton's behavior is distressing, but he lacks romance, and Huft is angry when he sees him crying. Huft worried that Weeks had misunderstood, and Boyton gently fed him the medicine. Huft asked Boyton not to drive fast. Boyton wanted to change the terms, and Huft agreed. Elam learns that Huft's condition is improving and decides to visit him. Boyton was very unhappy. He was very wary of Elam's arrival. When Elam came to visit, Boyton told him to leave, saying that Huft should take his medicine. Boyton's attitude made Elam embarrassed, and Huft was also very helpless. Boyton woke up and didn't see Huft, and he felt uncomfortable. He asked Weeks where Huft was, but found Huft was outside watering the flowers. Boyton went out to talk to Huft, but he acted awkwardly. As they chat, Boyton learns from Huft what their life used to be like. Huft recalls the good times, and he hopes to get his old life back. Boyton wavered, and he took Huft to the barber's. Boyton accused Huft of driving slowly, but in reality he wanted to care about his condition. They went back to the store after buying ingredients, and Belle proposed to close the store to celebrate. Huft went upstairs to store his luggage. He got a call from no one. Huft and Boyton went to the market to buy ingredients. Huft would not buy, causing Boyton to lose his temper. Thanks to Belle's basic appearance, the quarrel was stopped. Belle told Huft Boyton's painstaking efforts.
ให้น้องอิฐเนี่ยดูแลตัวเองได้ในวันที่เขาไม่อยู่
After the store closed at night, they ate barbecue in front of the store. One employee couldn't help recalling the original gathering, saying that he will never forget that day. Belle took the opportunity to tease. Boyton curiously asked what happened, and Belle kindly answered his questions. That was a few months ago, and he and Huft were here to play. It turned out that it happened to be the employee's birthday, so we went to celebrate his birthday with his friends. It turned out that Boyton's ex also came over and his backyard was on fire. At this point, Huft stomped on Belle, and he told Belle to shut up. The employee said that he would never forget what happened that day. Belle deliberately mentioned a few words about Huft's behavior, and Huft lowered his head shyly. Boyton is curious about their unusual reactions. They are jealous at the birthday party. Boyton's ex provokes trouble. Huft does not show weakness, and the two quarrel. After Boyton stopped, Huft left angrily. Boyton tried to run after him to coax him, but was stopped by his ex. The ex accused Boyton of not keeping his promise. Boyton said that he met the right person and left to find Huft. After returning home, Boyton found Huft's attitude boring, but Huft vented his grievance in possessiveness, and Boyton understood that he was jealous and disturbed. After quieting Huft, he used his own way to convince Huft of his status. Something happened to them on the boat that made Huft and Boyton look at each other differently. When the two returned to the room, Boyton collapsed on the bed and asked Huft to help him recall what happened that day. Afterwards, they had sex in the same room. After the fighting subsided, Boyton asked about the record of the two, and Huft answered shyly, which made Boyton very satisfied. He said that in order to speed up the recovery of memory, he should live with this frequency in the future, which made Huft both happy and uneasy. Huft feels that Boyton cares about him, but sometimes feels like a tool or an object. Boyton answered Huft's question. He wanted to recall the past. The next day, Huft woke up and got a cake as compensation. He shared it with Boyton and told Boyton about the past when the two got along. Boyton was busy with business, while Huft and Belle acted together and enjoyed the cake. He mentioned to Boyton that he had recently received a call from an unknown number, and he was very disturbed. RP, who had a feud, and they went to Boyton's friend's store together. Boyton was surprised that they knew each other, but he didn't care. They were chatting when suddenly Huft got a call from an unknown number. Huft pressed speakerphone, but the caller hung up. He told Boyton about it. Boyton decided to leave that place. He felt they were fooled by the witch. Huft felt that what the witch said was a little credible, and mentioned the unknown call he had received recently. After they got home, Boyton explained to Huft his thoughts on their relationship. They go about their normal lives and enjoy each other's company. Papa Hai received a call from Huft asking about Arpi. After failing to get the result, the two exchanged a few pleasantries and hung up the phone. Huft didn't tell Boyton. Boyton thinks amnesia is also good, but this caused Huft's dissatisfaction and disapproval. Although the past was bad, these made him know how to love someone. He knew what it was possible to do when you loved someone deeply. On the way back, Huft was driving too slowly, and Boyton became irritable. The two got into an altercation, and Huft retorted with Boyton's demands in the past, which Boyton didn't accept.
แต่งมอไซค์เพื่อจะเอาเงินเดิมพันไปซื้อมอไซค์โง่ๆเนี่ยนะแขนขาชีวิตมึงอะมึงว่ามันจะคุ้มไหม
He asks Huft to take him to Lion's racetrack. Huft worried that Boyton was driving too fast, so he asked Lion to accompany him. Huft ran out of danger on the track to stop him, which enraged Boyton, who slammed on the brakes and punched Huft, berating him.
อยากตายมากเลยไงฮะ
Huft's heart sank. Boyton had forgotten he had said no violence against him. Huft returns home, where Weeks and Ashley see the red mark. The two asked him what happened, but he didn't speak and went back to the room. The two called Boyton to inquire about the situation, but there was still no result. The two entered Huft's room to care about him. They heard Huft's bewilderment, lack of confidence in the face of the former Boyton, hearing his brother hit Huft. Weeks was very distressed. She chooses to side with Huft, urging him to try to escape. To confirm Boyton's feelings for him, he decides to follow Weeks' advice and hide, to see if Boyton will come looking for him. The next day, Boyton came home to see Weeks and Ashley glaring at him. He was upset to see that Huft was not in the room and the closet was empty. He asked Huft's friend Ashley, but didn't get an answer, so he decided to find someone himself. Boyton called Huft, but no one answered. Huft ran away from home. Boyton drove alone to the memory of the two. When Huft arrived at the destination by car, he immediately called his friend Ashley to report that he was safe. But even though he ran away from home alone, Huft still misses Boyton a lot. Ashley obviously also knows how much Huft loves Boyton, and tells Huft not to soften Boyton's heart after telling Boyton's reaction after learning about this incident. Since Boyton was calling him a lot, he might as well just turn off the phone. The harder it is to get in touch with Huft, the more Boyton will be stimulated and try to think about their past. That would prove that Boyton really cared about him and cared about him. But if this journey can't remind Boyton of anything, then Huft can also prepare to let go of Boyton, and then cherish other people around him, such as Elam, who has always been by Huft's side. Given Huft's charisma, finding another boyfriend wasn't a problem at all. But I have to say, Huft is not sure about the few free days. Has he really gotten used to Boyton's abuse? But having said that, Ashley still hopes that Boyton will remember something and return to the way he was before. Listening to Ashley's persuasion, Huft actually turned off the phone after hanging up the phone. Then he went to camp alone with the prepared luggage, ready to start his own journey alone. But Ashley's guess is really right. Who had just set up the tent and changed into a costume, was noticed by the girls around him as soon as he stepped out of the tent, and they all surrounded him. But Huft ignored it, thinking only of his boyfriend. When he walked to the big tree full of memories of the two of them, he couldn't help recalling the sweetness of the two of them at that time. It happened to be Huft's birthday that day, and Boyton gave him a pair of couple rings with their names engraved on them. But as beautiful and romantic as memories, reality is cruel. When Huft recovered, he was the only one around. On the other hand, Boyton was really depressed, because as soon as he got home, he learned that Huft had run away from home, and his younger brother was not on his side, so he couldn't find Huft's whereabouts anywhere. Boyton was very upset, so he directly pointed the finger at Ashley, who knew the inside story. Seeing that he couldn't get the answer he wanted, Boyton simply adopted another, faster method, and he directly pressed Ashley's head into the water. But even so, Ashley didn't say it out. Instead, he told about Boyton's evil deeds to Huft since he lost his memory. Boyton was very angry about this and almost beat Ashley hard, but Weeks was afraid that his boyfriend would be killed by his brother, so he jumped out to stop his brother and begged Boyton for mercy. She told Boyton that the place where Huft is now is the place where Boyton and him have the deepest memory bond, and this is the biggest clue she can provide to Boyton. The purpose is to hope that Boyton can use his own power to recall as soon as possible and bring Huft home. Boyton was dissatisfied after hearing Huft's words, but he could only accept his fate. At this time, a scene of exchanging rings suddenly appeared in his mind. This made Boyton, who felt that he had made a major discovery, hurried back to the room and searched through it before finding out the promise ring he had customized for Huft. Boyton was also vaguely stimulated and recalled some sweet moments between the two of them, but the scenes and the dialogue still didn't allow him to piece together where Huft was. As for Huft, since he was traveling alone and possessed an aura of charm, he was quickly invited by a group of passers-by who also came here to camp. They wanted Huft to play with them. Huft still missed Boyton. He did not refuse the invitation of the passers-by. Among the passers-by, there was a man named Awan who cared about Huft very much. Not only does he help Huft when he plays in the water, in case he steps on a slippery rock and falls. After playing in the water, because he was worried that Huft would catch a cold, he took his own shirt and jacket to cover him. But what Awan didn't know was that every time Huft mentioned his family, that expression was actually Boyton's. And Awan fell faster and deeper because of Huft's small expression, but Awan's gentle and caring behavior made Huft almost mistake Awan for Boyton for a while. He also fell into deep thought because of this, which made him pay more attention to Awan unconsciously, and fell into his own fantasies several times. On the other hand, Boyton was also very worried because he couldn't remember the past memories for a long time, and his brother and Tiff didn't want to disclose more information. He wished he could find out where Huft was right away, so Boyton came up with the idea of cheating, and he called Quan immediately, hoping to get an answer from him. But at this time, Hiroshi is with her boyfriend Nike. Unexpectedly, after hearing that Boyton asked Hiroshi for help, Nike originally blamed Boyton for ruining the atmosphere between them, and now they directly rejected Boyton's request. Also, he scolded Boyton on the phone and sent back a love song between him and Huft to stimulate his memory. I have to say that although Boyton was angry with Nike's attitude towards him, it suddenly worked because of Nike's trick. Boyton remembered the complete memory that had just flashed through his mind, and it also reminded him of where Huft was.
น้ำตกห้วยแม่ขมิ้น
He was going downstairs immediately to borrow a car from Ashley to find Huft. Seeing this, Weeks worriedly said that it was already very late, and asked Boyton to wait until the morning for his brother's safety. But Boyton, who couldn't wait, rejected the offer outright. So, at his insistence, Weeks had to convince Ashley that it was all for Huft, so he agreed to Boyton's request. At 3 a.m., Ashley set off with the three of them. As for Huft, after returning to his tent, he felt a little afraid to fall asleep alone because of the ghost stories told by passers-by at night. Awan, who had noticed his abnormal expression long ago, immediately took this opportunity to ask Huft if he needed someone to accompany him to sleep. Awan's little trick soon succeeded. After he successfully obtained Huft's permission, he came to sleep with him with his pillow and quilt. Huft also held his bag as a boundary between the two just in case. Although the reason made Awan a little speechless, he still assured him 3 times that he would not do anything to Huft. Seeing Awan's attitude, Huft deeply doubted whether he was thinking too much, but no matter what, he still attached great importance to his innocence, so the two fell asleep peacefully. But while the two were sleeping soundly, Boyton knocked on the door of his brother and Ashley without delay. Although he was beaten up by the other party, he still insisted on asking them to go downstairs, otherwise he would drive there by himself. Boyton's attitude was very bad, but fortunately, Weeks' attitude was very good. Once again, he used the omnipotent speech skills for Huft and successfully appeased his boyfriend. The next morning, Huft was woken up by Awan's alarm clock. He thought it was Boyton lying next to him, but when Awan spoke, he realized who it was, and Huft woke up in an instant. After waking up, he soon lost his sleepiness. After thanking Awan, he was ready to wash up. When Awan saw this, he also got up and was about to leave. Seeing that he didn't bring his own things, Khot asked him if he wanted to take them with him. Awan laughed after listening to it, and said that he would put it in Khot's tent for the time being, in case Khot was afraid of falling asleep alone again tonight, so he could come directly to accompany him. The other person left after speaking, giving Khot the perfect opportunity to stop him. After that, he had to help him make his bed. If Boyton knew about this, Khot's fate would be much worse. Soon, Boyton and others rushed over. Arriving at the camping area, he went directly to the tent where Khot was, and also disturbed the girls in the passerby group because of his actions. When he heard from the girl that Khot was taking a shower, Boyton rushed to the bathroom. When Boyton saw Khot, he immediately pushed him into the bathroom cubicle and asked him why he left him. Afterwards, a passionate kiss and long-lost intimacy made Khot instantly lose the will to resist, and Khot also softened his heart immediately when he saw Boyton came to find him, and immediately obeyed Boyton and reconciled with him. The intimacy. Boyton and Khot started to fight again, but this time Khot was quick to apologize. One was that he didn't take it seriously, and the other was that Boyton was injured. Khot was honest about how he felt, which made Boyton smile. However, not long after Boyton arrived, he immediately felt the gaze of his love rival Awan. Afterwards, he became angry again after seeing Ajuan's things in Khot's tent. Khot said with an innocent face that they were both boys, and it was okay to sleep together, which made Boyton even angrier after hearing this, and turned to leave. That is to say, Khot, have you forgotten the gender of your boyfriend, and who you like? However, Khot didn't realize his mistake. He just saw Boyton getting angry and stepped forward to coax others. He followed Boyton silently and admitted his mistake. He said that he should not trust others easily, nor should he invite a stranger to sleep with him. However, Khot still didn't realize his fault, and his attitude made Boyton even more angry. Boyton angrily told Khot that he was just absent for one night, and Khot asked someone else to sleep with him because he was afraid of ghosts, and finally put the blame on Boyton. Khot even said something that made Boyton speechless. Since he didn't trust himself, why did he come here? He just went back. Weeks and Ashley, who knew they were having a tantrum again, immediately reprimanded Khot after hearing the reason for their quarrel. They thought it was all his fault this time, that he deserved to be scolded by Boyton, who told his husband to be so jealous. Khot also learned of his mistake under the guidance of Weeks, which made him a little embarrassed. At this time, he suddenly remembered Boyton's hand injury, and quickly asked Weeks what happened. Only then did I know the reason. It turned out that Boyton was punishing himself with injury, punishing himself for doing something to Khot, and punishing himself for losing his memory. And Ashley also took the opportunity to use his own wounds to tell Khot how much Boyton cared about him. In order to make amends to Ashley, Khot also promised to give him a stereo, but by accident, Ashley and Khot had a small dispute over it. Khot immediately went to find Boyton, but unfortunately Boyton didn't talk to him immediately, and at this time, a clip popped up in his mind, about him and Khot kissing behind the water curtain of the waterfall, which made Khot very excited. But Boyton doesn't want to come here with Khot anymore. Every time Khot comes here, he can make new friends, and he still likes him, but Khot doesn't think so. He thinks this is a place where the two are happy, so he loves it very much. Later, he said a lot of love words and promises to Boyton, and then he coaxed Boyton to be good, and the relationship between the two was reconciled again. If it is said that the years are quiet and sweet here, then the other side is a harbinger of the coming new crisis. API, the former enemy of Khot and Boyton, came to Khot's garage, pretending to give them a surprise. So after finding out about the whereabouts of Boyton and Khot, he was ready to come and make trouble. On the other hand, after Khot and Boyton got back together, Boyton originally wanted to agree to his request to play in the water with Weeks and Ashley under Khot's various coquettish behaviors. After seeing Alwan not far away and the girl who was also in the camping area, he couldn't help showing his jealousy. After seeing Khot's friends coming, The girls enthusiastically invited everyone to join them in the water. Boyton couldn't resist Huft's request, and he was pulled up by him, and he put his arms around Huft's shoulders as if swearing sovereignty. The scene was awkward for a while, but luckily Huft was on the sidelines to adjust the atmosphere, so everyone went to play in the water again. However, when everyone was playing in the water happily, because someone accidentally injured Huft by diving, Awan immediately went to care about Huft's injury when he saw this, and his behavior of rushing ahead of Boyton also made Boyton very upset, so he stepped forward and pushed him away. Afterwards, he dragged Huft ashore with distress to check his injuries, not to mention glaring at the perpetrator who came to apologize to Huft again. Boyton didn't have any scruples anymore, and directly kissed the corner of Huft's mouth in front of everyone. After everyone was driven away by Weeks and Ashley on the grounds that Boyton was treating Huft's wound, Boyton actually kissed Huft directly. This approach also pleased Huft, who happily entangled with Boyton. After playing in the water, it was afternoon. Boyton and Huft returned to Huft's tent together. When Boyton was enjoying Huft's hair brushing and massage, he saw Awan's bedding again, which made Boyton very upset. Huft was going to take it back to the original owner, but was stopped by Boyton, and directly stated that he would take the initiative to help him return it to the other party. Seeing that Huft kept blocking him, Boyton said that he was a good person and told Huft not to worry. After speaking, he left the tent directly, and Boyton's move was to directly throw the quilt on Awan, and under Awan's inquiry, he directly declared that he was Huft's boyfriend. His purpose is to make Awan not knowing what is good or bad, and coveting his things. Awan also revealed that he heard what he and Huft did in the bathroom, but Boyton looked indifferent, and said a little ostentatiously that it was just a sound, and anyone who wanted to listen could listen to it. In the evening, everyone had a picnic together, and Huft offered to feed Boyton. When Huft's wound hurt, Boyton stepped forward to check the situation without hesitation. The intimacy between the two was also seen by passers-by, who couldn't help but wonder about their relationship. Boyton also generously admitted that he is Huft's boyfriend, which made everyone excited. Wow! Huft also knew from Ashley that it was when they were having sex in the shower room. Due to the poor sound insulation, Awan, who was in the next room, heard their voices the whole time. This made Huft feel so embarrassed after listening to it, but Boyton didn't care about other people's opinions at all, and reminded Huft that his task now was to make himself remember him. Huft also asked about the extent of Boyton's memory recovery and Boyton's impression of himself, but Boyton just laughed without saying a word, but it also let Huft understand Boyton's heart and made him feel happy. After eating, everyone went back to their tents to rest. When making out with Huft, Boyton recalled the fragment memory of holding Huft in the tent in the past because of the same posture and clip. From these memories, Boyton can feel that the two of them were very sweet and beautiful at that time. This also made Huft very happy, knowing that he was gradually thinking of himself. He even threw himself into Boyton's arms. Therefore, when Boyton said with a malicious face that he wanted to relive the good memories of that time, Huft shyly responded to Boyton's desire with his body. Everyone got together early the next morning, and Huft also showed off to everyone that Boyton cut his hair, which made everyone guess their occupations. Unexpectedly, Huft's home turned out to be a car repair shop, which made everyone very excited. Huft's expression suddenly changed when everyone mentioned that Boyton was driving a racing car. Huft finally felt reassured knowing that Boyton had promised he would never drive fast again. Later, he blamed Ashley for running away from home and shutting down the phone, and said that he would change Weeks' boyfriend. Weeks couldn't help defending her husband, and had a sweet interaction with Ashley in front of Boyton, completely ignoring Boyton. And because Boyton has Huft on the side, he has no time to take care of his brother's feelings, so he can only see and see. But Boyton really cared about Huft. When everyone was playing in the waterfall again, Huft was halfway through the water, and Boyton took him ashore for a massage because of cramps. I have to say that Huft must have been cursed by the waterfall. He was hurt yesterday, and today he has an inexplicable cramp. It should not be too miserable. Fortunately, Boyton couldn't bear his acting like a baby, so Boyton agreed to his request to play in the water again. Because he saw Boyton's rare tenderness, he couldn't help expressing his feelings. When Huft played in the water, Boyton watched Huft play from the shore. At this moment, Huft's cell phone rang. Looking at an unfamiliar number, Boyton picked it up. Unexpectedly, there was a gunshot from the old opponent API on the opposite side. Boyton didn't care who the other party was. He called back directly, and the other party hung up.
พวกมึงสองคนน่ะเจอกูแน่
Fortunately, Boyton recorded this passage beforehand, so when Huft heard API's voice, he recognized the owner of the voice, and Boyton also couldn't help having a splitting headache after hearing API's name, recalling again the terrible experience that he and Huft almost died at his hands in the past, especially the clip where the two were willing to expose themselves to each other's guns for the sake of each other, which made Boyton terrified. He hugged Huft directly to confirm his existence. That night, Huft was packing things outside the tent alone. However, at this time, he was still unaware that he had been targeted by a man. Early the next morning, Boyton and others planned to leave here. However, Boyton was loading things into the car when he came across a man wearing a black hat. Boyton didn't take him seriously at first, but when he was putting away his things, he saw a bullet on the car with his and Huft's initials written on it. This made him have a bad premonition. Boyton came to the tent silently, packed things together with Huft, and also excused to be careful of API, so he needed to recognize his face, and asked Huft for API's photo. When Huft found the photo on the other party's social network platform, Boyton saw it, but commented that the other party was weak in stature, and Boyton's evaluation of API also reminded them of a previous incident. At that time, API came to the store, went to Huft in the name of checking car parts, and touched Huft's arm. Just when Huft couldn't refute API's words, Boyton appeared here in time and squeezed API's hand on Huft away. It was so hard that Appy couldn't help but accuse Boyton again, saying he would only hurt Huft. But Boyton used a few words to make API realize who was Huft's boyfriend. Huft would rather be rude to himself than have contact with Appy. This also made Boyton's mood better, but his eyes on API were still full of unfriendliness. Not to mention API. When he looked at the direction the two left, his eyes were full of malice towards Boyton. After they packed up their camping things, Boyton drove Huft away from here, fearing that he would be hurt again and API would come to pester them again. Along the way, Boyton drove faster and faster, and Huft couldn't help asking Boyton to drive slower. Boyton stopped the car. Huft was almost scared to death. He said a few words to Boyton, but unexpectedly, Boyton just wanted to send him home quickly, because he saw Appy's figure over the waterfall. In addition, the experience of the two being injured by API's gun inevitably made Boyton feel scared and worried. Huft didn't say anything more after seeing this. The two returned home as quickly as possible. After returning home, Boyton went back to the room and picked up the gun, trying to protect Huft through his own power. But Huft entered the room at this time and told him that he had told his father about API. He wanted the two of them to go find him at home. Although Boyton was a little dissatisfied with Huft telling Huft's father about this matter, he didn't want his father to worry, but after hearing Huft's explanation, he still agreed to Huft's proposal. It was also at this time that Ashley came over suddenly and told Boyton that he had spotted a suspicious vehicle in front of his house. So, Boyton asked Ashley to help cover, attract the opponent's attention, and take care of his brother Weeks. By the way, Huft away immediately, and now his home was not safe. So he wanted to take Huft away. Boyton took Huft to his store. As a result, as soon as he arrived at the office, he saw his father and API's father. Huft and Boyton had an accident 3 years ago. It was API's father who took the gun from API's hand. He wants to make his son correct, and he also wants to give Boyton and Huft an explanation, hoping that they will stop pursuing API's affairs. Even decided to send API abroad. Huft told API's father that Boyton saw API at the waterfall, and confirmed to API's father whether API had really returned to Thailand. And API's father, After checking API's bank statement, knew that his son had been out of his sight. API's father's words made Huft very angry and said a lot of angry words. Fortunately, API's father still knew the general situation and promised to try his best to prevent API from hurting Huft and Boyton. When Boyton said to let API's father find him before they met API, API's father also agreed, telling Boyton not to take care of this matter. He will take care of his son. At the same time, he also asked Boyton not to use violence against his son. As for Huft's father, he sent the two back home afterwards so that they could take care of each other and take care of the business in the store. Under the persuasion of Huft and Huft's father, Boyton was not stubborn and accepted Huft's father's suggestion. After Huft left, Huft's father spoke to Boyton alone to express his thoughts. He earnestly persuaded Boyton to stay away from API. Just because Boyton already has Huft's weakness, Boyton also understood the meaning of Huft's father's words. He also knew that he was not alone, and he didn't want Huft to be in any danger, so the two have temporarily reached an agreement. Huft was excited when Boyton recovered from his injury and went back to work in the family's garage. He told Boyton about his work before he lost his memory, and introduced him to the products in the factory. Boyton also said that he now wants to find something for himself to do. This kind of thought made Huft very happy, and told him how the two used to get along here, and the two must appear in each other's sight, so that Boyton could rest assured. But not long after, two employees in the store suddenly came over to greet them, and after teasing them a few words, they spontaneously went to work. And Boyton was also in the process of chatting with him, and suddenly found something wrong. Sure enough, he caught the men sent by API to follow and monitor them, and asked the other party to pass a few words to API.
บอกไอ้พีด้วยว่าอย่ารอบกัดมันมาเดี๋ยวกูเองนี่แหละจะไปถลกมันหมาของมัน
Only then let the other party go. As for the clerk who told others about the whereabouts of the two, he also told about API's visit to the door when Boyton and Huft were alone. Moreover, the appearance and characteristics of the other party were exactly the same as Boyton described. Huft and Boyton realized that they saw Appy at the waterfall because of careless employees. Boyton was very angry about this, and the employees realized how wrong they had made.
มึงตบปากตัวเอง
So when Huft asked his employees to fine him a few more times, he didn't have the courage to resist. But even though Boyton didn't want to provoke others, API still found it by himself. Because Huft had said before that he wanted to eat this meal, Boyton took Huft to the restaurant outside. This made Huft amused by Boyton's way of making himself happy. He didn't want API to steal his happiness. However, when the two were chatting intimately, Boyton saw API's figure, and then he came to a place alone to talk to him, because he agreed with API's father. Even though API used Huft to anger him, Boyton still controlled his temper and did not directly attack API. But API didn't restrain himself, but warned Boyton to get them ready to welcome the big gift he gave.
มีความสุขแล้วถ้ากูได้ทำอ่ะมันจะสนุกขนาดไหนวะ
When Boyton received a call from Huft, API threatened him directly with Huft. Although Boyton wasn't fooled, he was still very worried. He didn't feel relieved until he heard Huft's voice on the phone, and deliberately teased him. When the two were eating, Boyton couldn't help asking Huft how Huft was captured by API in the first place. After all, Huft is also very good at Kung Fu. Huft said Appy took advantage of his own weakness and used Boyton's safety to lure him, so he fell for him. Boyton was angry and happy when he heard this, but he still had to talk to Huft and tell him not to be fooled the next time someone said he was in danger. He must run to a safe place as fast as possible. Huft knew he couldn't. Boyton's attitude was very strict, but unfortunately he still didn't hear the assurance he wanted from Huft. In order to train Huft's independence, Boyton took him to Xiaoshu's racetrack after dinner, but who knows, Xiaoshu held a racing competition today, and sent Ada to fight. Seeing Xiaoshu's guilty expression and Ada's behavior of driving without inspection, Huft couldn't help but remind him. However, Xiaoshu on the side hastily diverted Ada's attention and urged him to play. Huft sensed something was wrong right away. After Ada left, he forced him to ask Xiaoshu what he had done in the car, fearing that something might happen to Ada's racing car because of Xiaoshu. When it came time to start the race, Ada's car lost power as expected, and he could only watch helplessly as his opponent left him behind. and he was depressed alone in the car, so he could only lose the game like this.
ครับ
ไม่ครับ
ครับ
ไม่ครับ มึงขับ
On the way home, Boyton drove the car so fast that Huft passed out. And Boyton was there, remembering the scene when he met Huft for the first time. It turned out that he drove into Huft's car at that time, and that's how the two met for the first time. But after the memory shock, just because of the unconscious Huft beside him, Boyton looked nervous and panicked a little bit at a loss. Discovering that Huft had passed out, Boyton rushed Huft to the hospital immediately. As a result, after being sent to the hospital, the doctors told the two after a joint diagnosis that the reason why Huft fainted was due to a panic attack. Huft's life-threatening condition is likely to be life-threatening if it develops and is not treated properly, so the doctor told Boyton not to do it again next time. After Boyton was reprimanded by the doctor, he also knew that he had done something wrong, so he apologized obediently. Huft the onset time of the disease in detail. Huft and Boyton looked at each other and smiled before Huft spoke. It turned out that since Boyton had been in the hospital last time, he hadn't felt comfortable driving fast. Doctors also understand the pain of Huft's seizures, and Boyton blames himself for it. Both of them could only obediently obey the doctor's orders, actively cooperate with the treatment, and could not stop the medicine without authorization, and Boyton had to give Huft psychological support. Boyton, who knew he was wrong, brought Huft to the cake shop where the two used to buy in order to apologize to Huft afterwards, and Huft still looked like he hadn't eaten cake, which made Boyton speechless. But when he heard Huft say that he has always been like this, and thanked him for bringing him here, he put on a posture of apologizing. Duplicity. Huft didn't mind either, and greeted the shop owner warmly, and Boyton still couldn't think of much. And the store owner and Huft also deliberately asked Boyton to choose the seat they used to sit here. Boyton also honestly, really fulfilled their wishes, and he also relied on his intuition, as well as his not-so-clear memory, to make the right choice, which made Huft and the store owner very happy. Huft was so excited that he wanted to cry, but Boyton stopped him in time.
อย่าร้องไห้นะ
When Boyton heard Huft ask the store owner to make a bunch of cake slices, although he was disgusted, he still met all Huft's requirements. However, when Huft was sweetly feeding Boyton, API took the initiative to challenge Boyton and Huft again, and even wanted to join them, but Boyton didn't care, and instead asked Huft to help the store owner. Huft didn't want to refuse, and Boyton left after talking harshly to API. However, API is really too much. Just sit down, and deliberately use the tableware that Huft used. I have to say that Boyton's temper is really good now. API has obviously pushed his limits. He actually talked about his own ideas in front of Boyton, and blamed Boyton and Huft for the reason why he was deported by his father. He told Boyton that he was no longer the same person he used to be, but Boyton had been trying to persuade API from beginning to end, hoping that he could change his ways. Just as the atmosphere between the two became more serious, Huft came over with a drink, and API didn't hide it now, especially after knowing that his father was also on Huft's side. He was very angry.
ที่พ่อกูเข้าข้างพวกมึงสองคนอีกแล้วใช่ไหม
And now Boyton finally couldn't bear it anymore, and directly took him to the back of the store to talk alone, intending to teach him a lesson.
ไอ้สัตว์เด
It's a pity that API is really a bit weak, and was defeated by Boyton. Fortunately, Huft came to stop them later, pulled the two away, and warned API again, which allowed API to escape. Although API deliberately provoked him, Huft was also very dissatisfied with Boyton. Boyton didn't want to see Huft fight with someone, so he turned around and started fighting with someone else. But as displeased as Huft was, there was nothing he could do about Boyton. Who told Boyton to lose his memory now? However, as soon as Boyton told Huft not to get involved in this matter, he turned his head and was hit by a brick on his phone and fell to the ground. Then, he returned home with Huft. However, when he got home, Boyton found a cell phone in a drawer. As soon as they picked it up, it brought back their bad memories from the past. He also remembered that when he first met Huft, he deliberately coaxed Huft into his room, then performed various bad behaviors on Huft, and forced Huft. He even took a video of the two having sex. Boyton thought of this period of time. He really couldn't accept it. So, he took the phone directly to question Huft about their first meeting and Huft's concealment of himself. Although Huft didn't know why the video was still there, he eventually chose to tell Boyton what happened. It turned out that Weeks liked Ashley at the beginning, and Huft encouraged his friend Ashley to force Weeks to have a relationship, and the condition they exchanged was a set of stereos. This also made Boyton intolerable that his beloved brother Weeks was actually being played with and was sad. So, he took Weeks abroad. After a period of time, Weeks, who was taught by Boyton like a changed person, came back to revenge Ashley. Boyton also approached the culprit Huft with a vengeful heart, and treated him in his own way, so that Huft could experience a more painful price than his younger brother. Boyton's brain can't digest this past for a while, and he doesn't understand why he is with Huft, and Huft didn't understand why Boyton insisted on knowing the past, and hated Boyton's amnesia. Therefore, the relationship between the two has a gap. Boyton even claimed that he didn't want to recall the past, and said he wanted to be separated from Huft for a while. Ashley, who lived in his home, and kicked him out of the house. Ashley was dazed at first, but soon realized that what he did to Weeks had reminded Boyton. He later confirmed this fact in a call with Huft. After hearing Huft tell himself about the pain in his heart, let Huft cheer up and take good care of himself during this time. If you are tired, you can also rest for a while. Huft was sad at home for a while. He came to the racetrack. When he saw Xiaoshu interacting closely with Ada, he used his painful experience to tell Xiaoshu, who had done the same thing with Boyton, if he still has the video, he must destroy it in time. Otherwise, it will definitely affect the relationship between them. After Xiaoshu heard that Huft and Boyton separated because of this incident, he said that he didn't make any films, and asked Huft to take care of himself first, and not to be too concerned about Ada's affairs. The lonely Huft just returned to his home garage, but he didn't expect that API had been waiting for him in front of the garage for a long time. After seeing him come back, API still disliked him for coming back too late. He said that he would ask Boyton to fight him in the evening, and hoped that Huft would be able to come to the scene and witness the scene of Boyton being trampled by him. Huft listened to it. He gave API a lecture. He was a complete brat, and his thinking was not mature at all. Then it occurred to him that Boyton had been urging him to have a better memory, not to be so easily deceived, and not to believe people who said he was in danger. What he hopes most is that Huft can run to a safe place. He is not allowed to fight alone, he is not allowed to wait for himself, and he must take care of himself. Boyton's serious and shocked expression when he said this made Huft dare not go against Boyton's words. In addition, he had been deceived by API once before, and the two of them almost died, so he didn't pay much attention to what API said. And API also said that even if Huft doesn't come, it's okay, and he will shoot a video for Huft to watch. After speaking, he left first. On the other hand, Boyton was in a state of confusion at home, and he couldn't forget the scene of him hitting Huft at the racing track, which made him even more angry. In a fit of anger, he dropped his phone directly. I have to say that Boyton's reaction was really unusual. Did he remember everything? Only when I think of this scene will I be angry. It's another day, and Huft is in the garage. Seeing Huft's distraught appearance, the employees asked him to have a drink at night. This gave Huft a little more energy and took them to work. Seeing Huft like this, Huft's father decided to go out to do some errands after receiving Boyton's news. Before leaving, he also asked Huft's mother to keep his son under control and not let him run around tonight. However, who would have thought that when Huft was drinking with the staff of the garage at night, he would receive a call from API again.
ไอเดย์มาถึงนะ กูจะโทรให้มึงได้ยินเอง
What the other party said made Huft's heart shake immediately, for fear that Boyton would really go on a date and get hurt. So, he called his friends to API's location. By this time, Boyton had come to the agreed place by the two alone, but in fact, Boyton's subordinates Xiaoshu and Aquan were guarding the door. Xiaoshu also sent a video to Boyton, and Boyton was also listening to API venting to him. After he was dissatisfied with himself, API originally wanted to take advantage of the large number of people on his side, so he actually taught Boyton a lesson. But Boyton didn't speak at all, just calmly asked him to answer his dad's call, and said that his dad might be waiting for him to save himself. API was dubious at first, but when he saw Boyton's mobile phone video showing his father being kidnapped, he lost control instantly, especially when I heard Boyton say that he wanted to let himself experience the feeling of being kidnapped by a loved one.
แต่ถ้ามึงไม่จบมึงเตรียมจะเป็นงานศพพ่อมึงได้เลย
For the sake of his father, API begged Boyton to let him go and not to hurt his father. Originally, Boyton thought that things would go according to his plan, and his goal would be achieved soon. However, just as they were about to leave, Khot rushed in and told API not to hurt Boyton, also because the position where he came in happened to be on API's side. API had a bargaining chip to fight Boyton, which made Boyton very angry. Boyton also had to fight with the people API had found. The turmoil caused by the fight between the two sides also disturbed Xiaoshu and Hiroshi, who were letting the wind outside. Feeling something was wrong, the two rushed in and joined the melee to save Khot from the enemy. After finally getting rid of these people, Khot, Xiaoshu and others rushed to rescue Boyton. As a result, when he arrived at the scene, he saw the scene of Boyton being injured by API holding a weapon with his bare hands after defeating everyone. API's stick fell on Boyton's head. API's father and Boyton's father also rushed to the scene to stop API. API wondered how his dad was here. Boyton also kindly explained to him that he had no intention of kidnapping his father in the first place. As soon as API heard this, he guessed that there was something hidden in the matter that he didn't know. And API's father also told him why he was kidnapped. It turns out that API's father colluded with Boyton and others to play a play for API, hoping that the matter could be resolved without violence. Also at this time, Khot hurried over. As soon as Khot's father saw his son present, Khot's father knew that Khot must have failed again. He was very angry and had to reprimand Khot a few words, and also gave him a general account of the whole story. But before Khot could confess to everyone, Boyton passed out because of a sudden loss of consciousness. Khot and others rushed him to the hospital for emergency treatment. After Khot's father received the news, Boyton's friend called and told him that Boyton had already started rescue, so he was relieved. Only then did he start to persuade API, and API's father was finally able to persuade API with confidence. API still cared about him when he saw his father again. And then he told Boyton that he knelt down to Boyton and begged them to let API go. This is how API was sent abroad. Although API didn't understand why his father begged for mercy without dignity, but after learning from Khot's father that his father cared about him and Boyton envied him for having his parents' protection, API realized that he had misunderstood his father all along. He decided to change his past, let go of his unwilling attachment to Boyton, knelt down to his father, and begged his forgiveness. After Khot stayed here for a long time, he learned from the doctor that Boyton was not in danger, which made him cry with joy. When Boyton was pushed out, he followed Boyton every step of the way. Even though he was dying of sleep, he would stay by Boyton's hospital bed. But it was such a coincidence that when Khot was called up by everyone to wash his face, Boyton woke up. After regaining consciousness, he also succeeded in recalling the forgotten memories under the heavy blow. It's just that in order to teach Khot that he didn't listen to his words, put himself in danger, and ruined his plan, he decided to play tricks on Khot.
ไหนมันเป็นใคร
He faked amnesia, making him think Boyton had forgotten him again. Much to Khot's chagrin and regret, Boyton also forgot Khot because of his amnesia, and also hurt Khot during the frustration, apologized to him, and said that he left because of this. Khot also felt that Boyton's car accident was caused by himself, so they both wanted to take the responsibility on themselves, but they both explained to each other. Boyton then asked Khot to put the promise ring back on him, and he felt better. Now that the young lovers are back together, it's like restoring the sweet love of the past. Afterwards, API came to visit and apologized to them, and the three finally let go of their suspicions, and Boyton just expressed his admiration for API, and told him not to hurt his father's heart again. After diagnosis and treatment, Boyton was soon discharged from the hospital and returned to his old life because his injuries were not serious. The two woke up in the morning cuddling together intimately, and then kissed each other sweetly, making people smile with relief and blessing. Khot is also different from before. He will wake up early and want to make meals for Boyton. For this reason, he also asks Weeks to be his assistant and teach him how to make fried fish dishes that Boyton likes to eat. Although Weeks was terrified when he heard Khot's request to enter the kitchen, he was afraid that he would set the kitchen on fire again, but he still couldn't resist Khot's insistence, so he agreed with an indescribable expression. Fortunately, with the help of Weeks, Khot managed to keep the kitchen and cook a decent meal. Khot like this, Weeks couldn't help being happy for his brother. After the cooking was successful, Boyton also appeared in the kitchen. Boyton didn't want Khot in the kitchen, and he didn't want to see his kitchen suffer, but Khot insisted on doing it for him. Boyton deliberately asked Khot if he didn't want to eat what he made, but Khot said he also wanted to do something for Boyton, like take care of him when he was sick. Only then did Boyton let go and said that he would teach him how to cook in the future, and Boyton also gave him a high evaluation after tasting the dishes made by Khot. But he never changed his nature of liking to play tricks on Khot, and Khot molested him in the end. Boyton had mixed feelings about the morning. After that, the two returned to normal completely, and Boyton also helped Khot's parents run the garage business again. The two are inseparable both at work and in their personal time. After a while, Boyton and Khot went to the hospital for a follow-up visit. Boyton's injuries are now out of the way, but doctors have ordered Khot to continue taking medication for his panic attacks. After Boyton listened, he asked Khot not to be stubborn and to obey the doctor's instructions obediently. One day after that, the two of them came to Xiaoshu's racing track to have a look. As a result, they found that the little tree looked listless. It turned out that Xiaoshu had sent Ada to study abroad and had no intention of running the venue, so he temporarily closed the racing track. Khot saw that he was trapped by love, and after teasing Xiaoshu for a while, he told Xiaoshu as someone who had experienced it, asking him not to be defeated by reality, but to have hope in his love. He believed that he and Ada could spend this time. After finishing speaking, the two left here sweetly, making Xiaoshu very envious. At Bella's request, Boyton and Khot went to the sorceress again for divination. This time, Boyton asked the witch about his and Khot's wedding date, which made Khot and Belle very excited. Khot originally wanted Boyton to propose marriage, but now that he was firmly in Boyton's hands, he obediently agreed to Boyton. Boyton and Khot's hands together without hesitation, hoping that they would follow their own hearts and not worry so much. And Nike, who was a good friend of Khot, soon knew the news that his friend was about to get married. After expressing his best wishes to his friend, he mischievously asked Quan if they should also get married. When he heard Quan pretending to think about it, Nike deliberately said that he was going to find someone else. Quan hurriedly stopped Nike, threatened him with his own actions, and seduced him. Soon, the day came when Boyton and Khot held their wedding. In the venue, Xiaoshu, who was the only one without a partner, was a little depressed at first, but when he saw Ada returning to China to attend the wedding, he immediately conveyed his thoughts happily, and held hands to establish a relationship amidst the cheers of everyone. With the blessings from their parents and eldest brother Amo, and the happiness witnessed by all friends, Boyton and Khot completed their marriage vows and put on rings to lock each other up. They ushered in the happiest highlight moment of their lives together. By this point, Boyton and Khot's love story is over. I hope to see their sweet daily life after marriage. Well, the content of this issue is over here. Everyone is welcome to gossip in the comment area, and we will see you in the next episode.